Hey guys, what's going on? Paul here. Welcome back to another Cardano catch-up where we'll take a look back at some of the main news, items, events from around the Cardano ecosystem from the last week. Now the Cardano Summit is coming up over the next few days, so we're expecting lots of different announcements from IOG, the Cardano Foundation themselves, and lots of projects building on Cardano. So as I find them out, I'll be bringing them to you here too, and after the weekend maybe I'll put together a summary video of all of the different news events that I find. If I miss anything in this one, do let me know down below. Give the video a like, comment, questions, or even for the algorithm, share it out if you get some benefit from it. I do appreciate it. Let's jump into it. Okay, we'll kick it off then, taking a very quick look at DeFi Llama to see where things sit with TVL for Cardano right now. And you can see we're just coming up approaching $200 million worth of total value locked. And if you look at it in 80, you'll see in a minute that it is continuing to go in the right direction for us involved in Cardano, with more funds going into DeFi. You can see right now we did cross over the 200 million a few days ago when the price of ADA went above 30 cents. And if we can get back up above 210 million, then that would be the highest point since all the way back here, which was May 2022, so in nearly over a year ago. So we'll wait and see where it goes. If you look at it in terms of ADA, continuing the upward rise of, that is the value of assets locked in TVL on Cardano into DeFi projects measured against ADA. And if we look down below here, you can see at the very top, it's getting close between Minswap and Indigo. You might have seen some of the posts saying about Indigo passing Minswap in terms of TVL. And when you include, if we look up here, you include staking, you can see Indigo has taken the #1 spot, and that is that they've now started tracking the amount of the Indy token that is staked on the Indigo platform. Minswap have opened up staking. If you're holding Min, you can stake your Min token now and earn some of the fees that they take in from the fee switch. And as far as I know, they aren't tracking that Min yet. If they were, maybe Minswap would be back up at #1, even including staking. But we'll turn that off just to take a look at what the rest look like. Liqwid Finance, we're going to talk a little bit about them further on, holding out #3 and well up there. Optim Finance, who had their token launch this week. We'll talk a little bit about their token launch. They've done it slightly different than other protocols have done in the past. Djed, bit to talk about on them. A starter have jumped up here, but I don't expect this to last long, because what they've done is they've actually started to count the ADA in their stake pools. So the ADA that other people have staked to their stake pools is currently tracked here. It's always a debate within the community whether staked ADA should be counted or not, but DeFi Llama have come out and said that they don't count it because it's not locked and it stays with the user, which is a massive benefit for us that are staking ADA. And at the minute, this is being counted, but I think it's a starter have put it in that to get it counted, I think when DeFi Llama go through it all, then maybe we might see that being taken out. And I think that's around $10 million. So that's it for DeFi Llama. If we look at Taptools, if you are using Taptools, they got a really nice new front page on it here. If you have the Tappy to give you pro access, you can see switch from what we're used to seeing here, the market with the overall overview. Now you have the pro tab, which gives you a nice summary of everything that's kind of happening in terms of some of the stats in around projects, tokens, NFTs on Cardano. You can come in here, you see the top tokens by volume. You can see Optim having just launched yesterday or the day before maybe. And you can use your filters here to look at the different time frames. You even get some of the scripts, so you can see what are the busiest smart contracts or scripts on Cardano, policies for minting, what's happening. What else have we got down here? Top NFTs for trades, top token trades. So these are the individual token trades. So in the last 24 hours, the biggest individual trade for any token was someone selling Meld, and they got 128,000 ADA for that. Then you have Copy, Optim, IUSD following that up. Top token transfers, then you can see LQ was the top transfer in the last 24 hours with $1.4 million worth of LQ transferred in one. And then 7 hours ago, you can see here LQ once again with 1.1 or nearly 1.2 million ADA worth of LQ transferred in one transaction. And we'll talk a bit about LQ in another few minutes. Up next, we take a look at Lace. So IOG made the announcement today that they have now taken over the Nami wallet, which was created by Alessandro, who also created Spacebuds and the Lucid library, which a lot of developers on Cardano use right now. And now at this point, Nami is still a widely used wallet, especially among the NFT space, and IOG are now going to be maintaining that. We don't know at this stage if Lace and Nami will be combined or what's going to happen. From everything I've seen so far, they're very different code bases, so I don't know if they could be combined or whether one of them, maybe Nami at one point, will be a version of Lace will come out to replace that, but we'll wait and see what happens. I know there's some concerns over it of IOG having control of another wallet and it not being community, but we'll wait and see where this goes. The good thing about Lace is it is open source. Nami is open source there too, so if somebody in the community wanted to take it up, they could create their own version and add in new features or maintain it themselves. With wallets though, it's hard for the people who create the wallets to actually earn any funds from them unless users who use the wallet agree to donations or part of the TX fees or part of the fees when they are sending transactions, that they will give a small bit to the wallet provider as well. Outside of that, it is hard for wallet providers to actually earn funds to maintain, because it takes a lot of servers, especially when they grow. It takes a lot to maintain the servers to actually be able to provide a really high quality service for the big number of users. Then we look, another announcement from IOG was, now this one was actually a week ago, but because I didn't do a video since, just on the stablecoin side of things, that they have announced 2 new senior hires for their stablecoin venture. Now I haven't seen yet if this is going to be on Midnight or on Cardano or how it's going to work. Lots of discussions around Midnight over the last week, 2 weeks on what Midnight is going to be. It is going to be another blockchain by IOG. Initially thought to be a side chain of Cardano, and then there was talk of it being a layer 2. But at the minute, we don't fully know. There is going to be more information about it coming out over the next few days at the Cardano Summit. So I'm going to hold back on any, I suppose, comments or anything about it yet until we get the real information from that, and then I'll put together a summary video here. And just when we're on stablecoins, a few other bits. Djed is now back up to 372% in the reserve, but in reality it's struggling because for the last few months you haven't been able to mint any Djed because the reserve ratio has to be above 400% if you want to mint Djed, and it has been way down at nearly down as far as 200% if I remember correctly at one point. So right now you can't burn any of the Shen, which is the reserve coin, and you can't mint any Djed until it goes back above 400%. The biggest problem here, and I've talked about this a good few times, so I won't get into it here really, is that there isn't much incentive to mint Shen, which is the reserve coin, which pushes up the reserve balance. There isn't enough of incentive there to mint that to mitigate the risks that are there for holding it, because when things like this happen, when the reserve ratio goes down, when the price of ADA goes down and the reserves aren't worth as much, it means that you can't actually burn your Shen at the contract and it becomes less valuable. I know there's incentives that you get some of the staking rewards and then you can provide it as liquidity, but personally right now the risk to reward ratio just isn't high enough for me. Well, the reward side of it isn't high enough for actually minting any more Shen, but we'll keep an eye on it and see where it goes. In terms of stablecoins, they are a very important aspect in any ecosystem. Minswap put out a really good document here in collaboration with CardanoSpot. So we'll leave a link to this one down below if you want to take a look through it. It says here it's a 10-minute read and some really good information on, I suppose, stablecoins and dexes, how they all work, stable swaps. They go into some of the mechanisms about how AMM dexes work, how they work for tokens versus how they work for stablecoins, and how things are, how the calculations happen behind the scenes. They talk about different stablecoins on Cardano. Hopefully we will see before the end of the year the Mehen stablecoin going live on mainnet. I think they're aiming for a smaller launch by the end of the year. Again, it's another project we might get some updates from at the summit, but I'll leave a link to this one down below for anyone who wants to dive a bit deeper into it and understand more about the stable coins and stable swaps and what it all consists of. So you can see IUSD from Indigo is one that we have. Djed is another one. The one-chain bridged stable coins, which is USDT, USDC, and I think DAI. You can bridge all of them into Cardano, but when you use a bridge, there's always that extra risk. Now, I know Wanchen is one of the safer bridges that's out there, but I really would love to see some of these fiat-backed stablecoins be native on Cardano. Lots of discussion about why we haven't seen that in the past, so we won't get into it here. But hopefully at some point we will see some of them natively on Cardano, or maybe the IOG stablecoin, or even the Mehen stablecoin is probably going to be the first fiat-backed stablecoin that we will have natively on Cardano. And then just on Minswap, we also have the monthly report for October. Trading volume took a really nice jump in October, and a lot of that was down to, and they mentioned it here, was the Hunt token from Dex Hunter went live, and 54 million ADA worth of volume was from Hunt alone. So that is Dex Hunter, Dex Aggregator, and a few other features in there as well that went live. The Hunt token came out, got a lot of interest, put out a really good platform, which attracted lots of people in to start trading on the token, and it really has helped overall in the volume for Minswap for October. Markets are starting to get a bit more active now, so I'm looking forward to seeing what the November and even December summary reports look like for Minswap and the other protocols that put these out. I know there's other ones that generally put them out, so I'll cover them in some of the next few videos there as well. WorldMobile had their latest buyback, and the buybacks have definitely taken a jump in the last 2 weeks. They have been a lot higher than they were previously, over double what they were previously, and that is down to the new air nodes that are out there now in Pakistan. And I've heard rumors about more of them will be coming fairly soon. So it's good to see that these numbers continue to increase, and you can start to see that as the network really starts to grow out there, as there's more and more people using the network, these will start to get bigger. And people ask me the significance of these and why I talk about them. And to me, the biggest part of this, or the biggest reason I really like it, is this is funds that is generated outside of blockchain. It's generated outside of crypto completely by people using the products or using the network, and then it is put back into the network. So when it's fully up and running with mainnet, these tokens here will be used to incentivize the people running the network, like myself, who will run an Earth node, and as well for people who are staking. These will go back to everybody that is helping support and decentralize the network for WorldMobile. So you will hear me continually talk about these going forward too. Liquid Finance, few new tokens on Liquid Finance platform. You can see here we have USDC and USDT and DAI, which are bridged in from Wanchen, which we talked a bit about there. But also there's going to be more tokens coming in fairly soon. You can see Min, AGIX and WorldMobile are going to be coming in, that you can use them as part of your collateral. So when you are taking out loans, you can put these tokens up as collateral on the platform. Looking forward to seeing that expand, and I think some of that is going to come with version 2, which we touched on there maybe 2 weeks ago, and it's one I need to dive a bit deeper into too. Another update from Liquid Finance then is on their market delegation strategy. So previous to this, they were selecting stake pool operators, single stake pool operators, and delegating some of the ADA that, or all of the ADA that's on the protocol was being delegated out to the stake pool operators. What this vote here looks like now is that's going to change, and Liquid Finance are going to be setting up their own stake pool and delegating it all to their own stake pool, and they're looking at to be able to give higher rewards back to users of the protocol, and they will also earn some of the fees there themselves. It is a bit of a hit to the stake pool operators who were getting that delegation. They were getting 1 to maybe 1.5 million ADA worth of delegation into their pool. It's unfortunate that it's not going to continue, because I know some pools that were getting that, it was really a significant part of the stake in the pool and really a big help in pushing for them to get blocks in every epoch, because really you do need to be having 1.5 to 2 million ADA worth of stake to get blocks every epoch. So that's it for Liquid Finance then. So if we look at Optim Finance, they went live with their token this week, and they've done things a little bit different. So they had their sale and they've done that in a different way too. They had phase 1 and phase 2 with some bonds mixed in there. I might cover that in another video, but just on the high level here, what they've done as well when they launched the liquidity pools on the DEX to try and stop bots, because what we've seen a lot of launches over the last while is that when a new token launches, you have bots coming in trying to buy it up first. So they buy it up and the price skyrockets, and then they dump it after sometimes only a few minutes and make a massive profit because they get in before everyone else. Everyone else comes in after them, keeps the price moving up, and then they dump on everyone else. So what they done was, for the first 2 hours, they put a 20% LP fee on the pool. So this meant that every trade that happened on the pool after it was set up, there was a 20% fee on that went back into the liquidity pool. So people who were there for the long term were earning a lot of fees. Generally, these fees are 0.3%, but in this case, they went for a 20% fee. Then they set up a new pool for the next 24 hours, which was at 10%. And after that, it was a 5% fee pool. And I think that's the current one that's there right now. I'm not sure if this is going to go down to a standard fee after a while or how it's going to work. But it's an interesting concept. Some people liked it, some people didn't like it, but it's good to see different approaches to this. It's very hard to figure out the best way possible because we're at the point where there is no way to stop bots coming in and being able to participate. And look, not all bots are bad. You have arbitrage bots, which are a necessary part of any ecosystem, because if they see the price is lower on one DEX for a token, they can buy it there and then they can go and sell it on another DEX. And that helps keep the price fairly even across multiple different DEXs. Next, we take a look at Messari have put out their State of Cardano Q3 report, and I'm not going to get into it here. I'll put a link to Red's tweet here where he highlights some of the main points out of it. I might do a dedicated video then looking into the report and dive deeper into how it's all going and what things are actually looking like. Q3 was a bit quieter in terms of the growth we would have seen from quarters before that, but I'll dive deeper into that when I cover the full report. Rob from Cornucopias, people on the channel here for a while will be familiar with Rob, and I've had the Cornucopias team on a few times. He put out a post here talking about the upgrade to Unreal Engine 5.3.1. And since this as well, I have now got access to the racing. So you can expect a video coming out in the next week maybe of me showing the racing on Kalido Valley, of how it all looks, how it feels. Done a few races, crashed, blew up a good few times too, so I need a bit more practice, but looking forward to being able to organize races against other people and show you guys what's going on with it and the high level of quality that's in it. And even walking around the actual game or metaverse, whatever you want to call it, things have really taken up a step as well with the graphics and how things are working. So great to see Cornucopias pushing forward all the time, and I'll probably be due a catch up with the team fairly soon too. And just on metaverses, anyone who missed it, I did have an interview with Paul from Pavia. Pavia is another one of the, I would say, old school projects on Cardano. One of the first bigger projects. They sold 100,000 plots of land and kind of went very quiet for 2 years. People who are closer to the project were keeping more of a watch on them to see what's going on. But anyone who hasn't been keeping a closer eye, then I go through everything with Paul and what's been happening, and he goes in and shows us what you can do in the metaverse now. They have a test version out there where anyone can get in, get access, have a look around. They have their studio builder where you can go in and build as well. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you got some value. There should be lots more updates coming out on Cardano over the next few days at the Cardano Summit. So as I find them out, I'll try and put some summary videos together here, or if there's bigger news, maybe do shorter videos on each individual segment. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you soon.